morning. Good morning. This is Anthea Mumby with Dream Team Consulting, and I'm here this morning with Irina Mihaela from Entrepreneur Enlightenment. And so excited this morning. We're talking about this topic of freedom, and especially for entrepreneurs. So, Irina, first question I would love to ask you is, I know you've been running retreats for many years, and I've attended a number of your retreats about freedom. Tell me, I always start with why. Why do you run these retreats?
Why? As I have goosebumps all my legs. When I run those retreats about freedom, people come in, of course, people who want to grow themselves and understand and live a better life. But sometimes it's so interesting because the group that forms, people are meant to be there together. And sometimes somebody, in every group, someone is more introverted, someone is more extroverted, but there are people who start to raise their hand and ask the question, and they create through a question or through their emotion or through their processing, they create a learning for everyone. So at the retreat, yes, I am the facilitator, I am the holder, but the magic happens through the shares and through the people. So to me, even when I have top VIP person that wants my full attention, I still invite them to the retreat because I feel the magic. It's something that it's more than I and the client, is I and the collective. And I feel we humans transform faster and better in a collective.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's really powerful. So when you have these retreats and you're looking at, becoming truly free, how do you define that? What does that look like for somebody?
So becoming truly free is like freedom is my top value. And I know it's one of your top value, and probably everyone has freedom somewhere in the at least top 10 values, because we come here, and especially achievers like you and I'm generally working with people who want more from life. We want to be able to fully express who we are, to come into this life and do the best we can, right? And then when we go through life, we observe certain things that work and certain things that don't work. And if we ask ourselves questions like, why is it that I'm intimidated by this person, for example? That means we're asking, how can I be free? How can I just be free to express who I am, to create what I'm here to create, despite what I perceive to be this or that person? But my first time when I put this through is, because of my own healing. My question was, who would I have been if I wasn't born in the family I was born, in the country I was born? Like, who am I from the universe, from spirit? Like, who am I? And that means becoming free of all of the things that either society or our personal history put on us, or a teacher or parents in my case. So that means, like, how can I take away everything people put on me so I become truly free to be me?
Right. Yes. Okay. And do you find with entrepreneurs, are there certain kind of themes that come up around freedom?
Yes, I love, because entrepreneurs are here to create a better world. So by definition, they want to be free. And then, especially entrepreneurs that I know, they have a big vision, right? So they want to be free to have that vision. So one impediment, I would say, is like entrepreneurs of the type that I work with, there are not too many people believing in their vision, because their vision is grandiose. Like, I know your vision is grandiose, my vision is grandiose. So then there is not so much buy-in. Like I don't know if you want to share, I want to share a tiny story. I posted in a group of horse people because the foundation will be talking about is about providing horse healing. So I posted in a group of horse people about my grandiose, and I got a lot of like, do you know how hard that, and do you know how to keep a horse and all of that. So the first thing to freedom is to know that if this is my vision, it may be grandiose for some people, but if this is what I'm here to create, I want to be free to create me.
Right. Yes. Yes. And not have those obstacles, whether it's somebody else's opinion or belief systems we picked up over the years that kind of get in the way of that grand vision that entrepreneurs are often called to put into the world as part of our creative process. So yes, so exciting. So I know that, for me, I've attended this retreat. I think it's going to be four times this
Yes.
Yeah, this June. And one thing I found, well, a few things, but I find that it never gets old. Like every time I do this retreat, people might be wondering, well, why does Anthea keep going to this retreat, right? But every time, first of all, you're always changing it up. So you're always doing something to improve it or bring in a new exercise or something different than we did in the past.
Because I personalize it.
Yeah.
To the people in the room. It's never cookie cutter.
Right. Exactly. So it doesn't get boring. And also for me, I find as I continue to elevate myself and create more freedom, I have a different perspective, even going through those exercises and looking at the difference from, where I was the first time 4 years ago to where I am now. There's always some new awareness that comes out of attending these for me.
Yes, until we become totally enlightened. Nothing bothers us. Yeah. Nothing disturbs us. We can send peace and love and compassion to every human being. So until then, we learn and we grow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, like a personal story for me, and then I remember from, I think it was the first retreat, was how I wasn't even really acknowledging the fact that I had been bullied, as a little girl. And I was I was locked into the garden shed by some neighborhood boys. And I just kind of told the story like it was nothing, but you kind of helped me realize like, no, actually, like that was pretty significant. And and I even have like scars on both of my wrists because what I did was they locked me in the shed and I literally smashed my way out of it. I smashed through the glass and I ended up in the emergency department, like bandages, everything. People were wondering what had happened. But I became aware through that, process of working with you that nobody can contain me, right? Like I'm going to find it's on me. Like I'm taking responsibility and acknowledging the fact that I'm going to find a way, right? And that these scars are actually like they're kind of, in a sense, you can almost say like trophies, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's and I had goosebumps when I know the story, but I have goosebumps when you tell the story because we don't realize that being locked, I don't remember how old you were. You said about 8 or something. I can't remember. Yeah. Let's say you were 8, being locked by those boys in a shed is traumatic for an 8-year-old, right? Then breaking through is traumatic. Going to emergency is traumatic. People thinking that maybe you tried to cut yourself or, and being afraid of being misunderstood or judged is traumatic. And so everyone, like even people who grew in a loving, kind family, life gives us some traumas. And I remember another story of yours with the boys that threw books at you in a library.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So those things are traumatic because for a child, because we think, oh, they locked me up, or they must not like me, or I must, whatever impressions we make in our little head. Because when we're so young, we don't have the wisdom we have now to process. But if we are not going back to those situations and we're not reminded of them, but at the retreats, because somebody says something, we become reminded of our own, then they stay underneath and we're not totally free, because we think, what if somebody locks me up? Or what did I do wrong for someone to lock me up? And even the forcing and hurting yourself through the glass, then as we become wiser, we want, are there other ways to break free than hurting myself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the beauty of the retreat and journaling and introspecting.
Right. Yeah. So powerful. So powerful. Yeah. And even so now for me, I can't say I'm fully enlightened, like that nothing ever bothers me, right? But I now have like the process and the tools that I use, that's something that, previously might have taken me days, weeks, months to get over. Now I can go, sometimes it's like 30 minutes, right?
Wow.
And just, and just go through that process. I would say like the most time recently it takes me is 24 hours kind of to go through and, journal, reflect, look for the lesson there.
Sleep on it.
What's that?
Sleep on it.
Yeah, exactly. But for me, that's like the freedom, right? Like that's a really important part of freedom is when things happen, having a way to kind of, like I say, ride through those waves, right? And keep going towards the vision that I have for myself and for my business. So powerful, such a powerful retreat to attend. And there's always, you always bring amazing people into these groups, and we all connect and we collaborate and we're learning. And like you said at the beginning, like we're learning through each other's stories as well. Like witnessing is so powerful to, witness the person and their story and how, we work with them.
Mm-hmm. And what I do, and this is a bit of a brag, but you can confirm it, I create a very safe space.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody feels intimidated or judged or I have this ability because, as you know, I share some of my stories. So I show my vulnerability and how I suffered. I share some stories that I wrote many, many years ago, but through my vulnerability, I create a very safe space. Also, we set the intention and we do the preparation work ahead of time. So that safe space allow everybody, because some people could be apprehensive. Oh, I go to the retreat to share my story. But the space is so safe that everybody can go at their own pace. And I know some retreats you're very talkative, Auntie, and I know some retreats you're like hold back and you do your own thing. Can you comment a bit on that?
Yeah, really what I've learned is just to recognize where I'm at and different stages of my life. And when I first started these retreats with you, I was sort of, I was participating, but I was kind of sitting more on the outside because it was just very new. I mean, I've done attended many, many events and done many things as an entrepreneur over the decades. But yours was so unique and so different. So I kind of was more into observer, like I was interested and I was engaged. I was a little sitting around the outside. And now I just place so much more in that circle and I'm more vocal, but I don't take, I know that there's different people that are in that group. But if I know I have a story that I can share or an experience that I'll kind of support and help everybody else in that group, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm not going to sit back and hold back. I'm going to be fully engaged and helping everybody. So,
and you feel comfortable both ways, like you didn't feel you have to be anything.
No.
Want to be.
No. Sometimes, again, I'll be more introverted. Other times I'm more extroverted. It really kind of depends on what the situation is, what the conversation is. But at the end of the day, in your retreats, I feel comfortable, like authentic. I feel like I can just be fully open and transparent and know that I can engage and get so much value from this. So yes, so excited. So you have one coming up in June this year, and I'm going to be posting, I'll put the link into our chat here. But if anybody is intrigued, or anything we've talked about today so far in our discussion has touched your heart or been meaningful for you, please, love to see your comment in our conversation here on Facebook. So yeah, please engage with us if any of this is touching you, which we certainly hope. That is our intention today, is that we're sharing this story and this experience, that it helps other like-minded entrepreneurs on their journey. So excellent. So the other thing that's really important that I want to have you talk about a little bit this morning is your foundation that is now out into the world, and we're having conversations with people about this. So tell us more. There's the smile when you start to talk about that foundation. You're lighting up. So please tell us more about this.
So the idea with the foundation is to offer horse healing to abused children. So children who have been abused, and the age group, we say it's 12 to 20. And the idea is, like, we're doing this retreat in our adult years. Like, usually we do have young people come, but generally, let's say we have people that are in their second half of the life. And sometimes when we discuss things, we see that maybe taking a detour in life wasn't necessary. So my intention with the foundation is to help children not go in a detour through life, like not marry the person that's not right for them, or go in a career that's not right. So the reason why the foundation is so dear to my heart, you probably know if you open the retreat link, I have been abused as a child, and I didn't have people believe in me, and I didn't have people extend kindness to me. So all my life, I walked through life as a wounded child, although I was becoming adult, because wherever I went, I kind of knew that there is no kindness for me there. So I never expected it. Like, kindness, even to this day, makes me cry. So I'm very curious with the foundation. I think I'm going to cry all over again, because people will be kind. And Anthea was kind in two ways. One way, she offered, like, I think you have a retired horse or soon to be retired, and you offered to me, and I couldn't even breathe when you said that, because I thought, like, oh my God. And that's kindness that I am not used to. And then the second one, you came and did the vision, and I put a poster on the whiteboard somewhere there. My brain doesn't work in reverse.
Yeah.
But it's not colorful enough to see. But you helped me with that vision. It came and did the vision with me again. That was, to me, was huge kindness. I know you're an expert at it. I know you love my vision, but still, to me, that was taking that kindness a step further. So when we're going to have those children come to the foundation, they're going to learn kindness. They're going to learn safety and peace. So then they don't have to go through life not expecting it from people and be don't know what to do when kindness and love comes to them. That's the intention with the foundation. And the reason I chose the horses is because I don't want those children to think they come to therapy or coaching. They will come to interact with a horse, which is a pure spirit. And horses are also kind. And that will open their heart. And of course, I will be there. And my vision also that my clients would participate in some sort of way to share with those children what's possible when one becomes truly free. And to share with those children that it doesn't matter you were abused, you can still have a beautiful life. That's all.
Amazing. Amazing. I love it. I love it. That's such a huge vision, and it's going to change so many lives. You know, I did horses. I spent a lot of time around horses as a teenager, and it was kind of my place to go and, you know, do my thing and escape. But it wasn't like what you were going to do. Like, it's just going to go to so much of a deeper and a meaningful level. And I just know, like, it's going to change lives for the better. It's just going to create that freedom and faith, you know, faith in kindness of strangers and people helping. So, yeah.
So everyone actually who comes to the retreat helps the foundation. Not only the fact that I donate 20% of the proceeds, but just like a person, an adult comes to become more free themselves, helps the foundation, because it helps the idea. It helps that, yes, we can come together and we can share our stories and we can overcome and become truly free.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that vision and everything that it's going to do, and both for the entrepreneurs who will attend and again for those right in their future. So just so powerful. And I love working with you, Irina, because it's all about the purpose and making the world a better place through what we're doing in our businesses. So amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. Excellent. So I'm going to put the link for the retreat into the comments. And then if you have been with us today and you would like to, or at a later date even, and put a comment in, let us know, you know, what were your takeaways? What was meaningful for you from this conversation today? I certainly love to hear from you. And of course, if you have any interest in the retreat, I'll certainly be happy to connect and make an introduction for you to Irina and to her work. Just super excited for what the future will look like for people who choose to come to this retreat and the level of freedom that they're going to experience. It's going to be amazing.
And I want to say to people to be courageous, because like talking about abuse doesn't seem to be an easy topic, but it's not actually true. I don't know how to, because I'm just formulating the thought as we're talking here. You know, like people want to put abuse under the rug and think, oh, that happened to me when I was young and it doesn't really matter. I observed in my life that it actually matters until you let go of it. But having been abused doesn't need to be a heavy topic. It's only a heavy topic if we make it a heavy topic. After we go over that a bit of apprehension or uncomfortableness, it just becomes something that happened to us, as if it was a movie that we watched, and it has no hold on us. It has no effect, no power over us. We become powerful. We become powerful. And in the way that I feel I'm leading the conversation, it never becomes like a heavy topic. It never becomes like, I want to run out the door kind of topic. And when we are able to talk about it, and then those children will benefit, because abuse, that's why I called it, I didn't say the name, Child Innocence, Irinuka Child Innocence Foundation. Because people who have been abused, especially children, they feel I've done something wrong. That's why people have shame around abuse.
Yeah.
But when you understand that there is a purity and an innocence that can be regained, that it's ours, that we've never departed from it, that's what liberates us.
Amazing.
And
amazing.
My grand vision is in 3 generations, there will be no child that is abused.
Love it. Yeah, that's a really big vision. And I feel like every part of me feels it's going to happen.
Thank you for your support. I appreciate you more than I can say in words.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So on that note, as we're sitting here,
crying note.
we'll finish up our conversation today. And again, if you're on here with us and you're interested in learning more about the retreat and Irina's work, then just let me know, and I will be happy to connect with you.
Yeah, and usually there is joy at the end of all the crying.
There is
joy.
Yes.
We always leave every retreat with joy and celebration, like everybody is celebrating. So don't take our tears, or especially my tears, as like, oh my God. It's a joy. Yeah. There is a joy that fills your heart when you become more and more free.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much. And we'll talk soon.